No matter if you've actually heard of the Pomodoro technique, you've probably tried it before because it's so popular online. It has thousands of videos. It's something that teachers have been pushing in their classrooms for literally years. But the thing is, it's a little old. So what is the Pomodoro technique, and does it actually work for our generation, students like you and me? Does it still apply? My name is Wiley, welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today I'll be covering the Pomodoro technique and discovering, does it actually work for us, for our generation, and what really is it? Is it really still the best way to study? Jumping right into it, like I was saying, with a little bit of background, a little bit of context, you really understand what I'm talking about in this video. The Pomodoro technique is something that was introduced to the world pretty recently by a man named Francesco Carrillo. He's Italian. Totally just butchered that name. Let me just go. Introduced by a man named
Francesco
Cirillo. Introduced this in his college time, and he named the Pomodoro technique after his kind of kitchen timer that he had that was in the shape of a tomato. And if you're like me and you haven't really pieced it together yet, Pomodoro is Italian for tomato. So there you go. It's just a standard kitchen timer. We don't really have a lot of those anymore in today's world, but you just like twist it a little bit and it kind of clicks down to like 0, and then it rings like, you know, why did I just do that? Ugh. To make this easier for people to understand, he broke this down into 6 pretty simple and easy steps to follow. But the question still remains, does it actually work? Well, I'll answer that question right now before I go into the steps. Yes, it does. Studies have found that it actually works to keep students motivated to continue their studying and helps them retain information for a longer period of time. The first step is very simple, outlined even on just Wikipedia. It's just decide what you want to be working on. What project, what homework assignment, what test, what quiz, what are you gonna work on in the next hour, maybe hour and a half that you're doing this Pomodoro technique. And choose one assignment. Don't choose like 2 or 3 things that you think you can get done. Just choose one for now, and I'll explain that more later. Step 2 is you want to find this Pomodoro kitchen timer that we all have laying around somewhere, or it's just your phone here. 25 minutes feels too short, give yourself 45 minutes, give yourself 30 minutes, you know, whatever amount of time that you feel that you can stay focused for is the segment of time that you want to set on your timer. Step 3 is to just start working. Just focus in, lock in, get as much done as you can in whatever time you allot for yourself. For the sake of this video, I'll just save 25 minutes. But for step number 3, you just want to be focused on the task and getting this done. Getting as much as you can done in that allotted time. And you don't want to really be looking at the timer, because when you look at the timer, you become a little distracted. You're like, okay, only 10 more minutes, I can do this. Or maybe you're like 15 minutes, and then you just stop and you give up. Like, don't look at the timer. It's really distracting. It's gonna demotivate you. It's gonna put pressure on you. Just don't do it. Throw your Pomodoro behind you, and I don't know, just don't look at your timer, and just work all the way through however much time you gave yourself. Step 4, timer goes off. Bring, 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 bring. Great, you actually made it. You made it through the whole time. Congratulations. This is where you take your 5 to 10 minute break, and you can really do anything this time. I would recommend you getting up, like physically standing up, stretching a little bit. Maybe you go walk to get a glass of water, or to refill your lemonade, or get a snack, or maybe you go pet your dog, you know, something that takes your mind off of studying for 5 to 10 minutes, but also just makes you get up and move around. But that's just me. Like, some people I know who use the Pomodoro effect love sitting at their desk at the same place where they're doing their homework, and they just like watch Instagram Reels for 5 or 10 minutes. Like that works too, but for me, I like to get up and move around. And step 4 leads right into step 5, which is just repeating step 2. And if you remember anything from 5 minutes ago, but I know that you don't because we all have very short attention spans, step 2 is just actually setting the timer and starting to work again. You essentially are in this cycle until you complete whatever project you're on, whether it's that page of math homework that you're working on or the reading. You're just going to repeat this process, you know, the 25 minutes into the 5 or 10 minute break, and then you just restart until that project is done. And some of you might be asking, Wiley, what do we do if we finish the project and there's still some time left? Now, my recommendation for this is to just, like, if you're pretty confident about the work that you've done, just stop. But Cirillo had a different recommendation for this, which I think is also something to definitely consider. And that would be to take the remaining time to just look over the work you've done. Are you happy with it? Is there anything else you can do to expand on what you've already written, maybe in an essay? Is there any way that you can double check your math homework? Like, just go through the assignment that you were just doing, the project you were just doing, and just look for errors you made, things that you can improve in the last 5-6 minutes you might have, however much time. and then just spend the rest of the time either looking at that or planning ahead for what your next assignment might be. And this brings me to step 6. And step 6 goes two ways here. Either you stop and you're done, or you have another assignment that you want to do, and you want to start doing the Pomodoro effect for that too, but you should be taking a longer 20 to 30 minute break in between these bigger assignments. So if you have 2 readings, you get through 1 reading in maybe an hour and a half. That's awesome. You were using the Pomodoro effect. It was working great. But now it's time to start the second reading. You should be taking a longer break, 20 to 30 minutes in between those 2 assignments. And this just helps you to reset, kind of refocus in, get all of your, oh man. Whoa, Snapchat there. Blowing up my computer. But yeah, the longer break just helps you focus more and keeps you kind of motivated to continue doing your assignments. I wouldn't recommend doing more than like 3 hours of studying back to back, even with the Pomodoro effect, because that eventually just degrades your focus and like your mental health a little bit, because you're sitting there for 3 hours. Like it's just not gonna help you. Don't do it. Also, I forgot to mention, how do you guys like the new camera angle? Now you can see all of my dorm room instead of just the messy, dirty dishes and toiletries over there on my shelf. You're welcome. Like I said at the beginning of this video, this strategy is something that has been very applicable for me, especially in my high school and so far through my college career. It's been great. I use it for pretty much every assignment. I'm even going to use it when I edit this video. I've had no negative experiences with this, so I would definitely recommend you guys using it if you want to. Obviously, if you've watched this far through the video, you're going to want to use it, so definitely try it out. Just keep in mind that the time can change. Maybe you do 20 minutes, like maybe you do 30 minutes. However much time that you can find yourself sitting down and working nonstop, focusing on whatever project you have in front of you, is how much time you should be setting in between your breaks. That's the end of this video. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know down below. I'll be happy to answer as soon as I can. By the way, thank you so much for the feedback on the last video. I really appreciate you guys commenting and subscribing and all of that. So thank you so much. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.